Hey y'all, good morning. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Growth in the Garden. Today's video, I will show you how I clean up my garden space. I have a lot of weeds and a lot of grass growing, and I'll give you a mini garden tour. And I also will show you how I prune some of my plants and bugs. Oh, dog. Nature is going on right behind me. But yeah, so stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah. Hey y'all, sorry for the noise. They start doing some type of work across the street, but as you can see, I moved stuff around. I brought this stuff up front. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it exactly in that position, but that's where it's going so far. I wanted to give myself some space to walk around and maneuver when watering, or if I have to pull weeds again, which I know I will. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's better than what it was. We're not going for perfection. We're just going for what's easy, really. But so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put back my wire fence in some kind of way, and then we'll do a walkthrough. Back. Excuse me. I did my pruning. Well, not pruning. I pulled weeds and grass and rearranged some things to make it easier for me to walk. I didn't do the whole garden. I only did a piece of it. And word of advice, it's better to work in the morning or late in the evening when the sun is going down, especially during the summer months, because it is super hot. I'm in Florida zone 9B, and it's very humid even in the morning, and it's like 77 degrees outside, and it's 7 o'clock, so it's only getting hotter. So let's start with the little garden tour, or a partial garden tour, I'll say. This plant right here that you're looking at, that is a lemon tree. I propagated it. My stepdad brought home some lemons and it had stems attached to them, so I clipped it and I learned how to allow roots to grow from it. I did 3, but this was the only one that survived, and I did this back in October or November of 2020, and look how much it is flourishing, and it has a blossom, and that's beautiful. That's cinnamon basil and sweet marjoram. Cinnamon basil right there, that's Thai basil, and that's sweet basil. The sweet basil isn't too happy. It was super hot yesterday, and I didn't come back out to water again or offer it shade. So yeah, she dramatic, but I would be too if you left me in the sun. I haven't really used the cinnamon basil for anything, but I did notice that the bees are attracted to the flowers, so that's always good. You need bees and butterflies and, you know, beneficial insects in your garden, so it's always good to plant stuff that will attract them. Over here I have nasturtiums. These are edible flowers. I think the leaves are every part of it is edible. The leaves, and then when it blossoms, the flowers are edible. You can add it to your salads. And yeah, people say it tastes peppery. I've never tried them before. I grew some last year, but I didn't really tend to them, so they just grew, but they didn't blossom because I didn't take care of them. So it's just very all over the place. So I started over this growing season. And here banana pepper, banana pepper. They are both struggling. I don't know what this is. I thought it was basil when I thought it was basil when I put it in there, but it could be oregano. But it don't smell like my oregano. It smells basil-y, but I don't know why it's growing like that. It's weird. Right here is purple tomatillos. There's about 7 of them in here. I was going to thin it out to just 4 because I saw a video that said you need 4 plants for that so that they can pollinate one another. But this is 7, so if something doesn't survive, it's okay because there's more in there, and they are in a 3-gallon grow bag, and it may be too small, but we'll see. This right here is one of my pride and joys. Let me back up. This is my Cherokee purple tomato. As it grew, I trimmed a lot of the branches off so that way it wouldn't split into 2, and that way it could be more manageable because these tomatoes grow pretty big. It's an indeterminate variety, so it's just getting taller and taller. But I do have, and these are the biggest tomatoes that I've grown so far, and I can't wait until they are ripened. So there's lots of open where they are going to come in at. Where am I? So that's exciting. I also have 2 marigolds growing in there, grew those from seed. Marigolds are also another flower that's beneficial. That's beneficial in your garden because it also helps repel pests. Now this, so that other stuff ain't oregano. This is my oregano for sure. Smell like spaghetti. So yeah, that's my oregano, and that's my thyme. I'm gonna have to, I was gonna trim back the oregano, but I see at the rate how it's growing, it really wouldn't matter, and it's hell bent on taking over the whole pot. So I am making a trip to Lowe's because I need more soil, and I have a few big pots. Excuse me. So I'm gonna move my thyme out of there so it won't get suffocated out. In here, this was just a emergency pot that I needed when I was moving stuff around in the beginning of the year. But in here I have garlic chives and I have sweet mint. I haven't used the sweet mint for anything, and again, sweet mint, well, mint in general, and I think oregano is a part of the mint family, it would take over anything. So if you want to grow mint, put it in a container by itself, because it will, or put it in an area by itself, because it will take over and kill everything in sight. But so far my garlic chives seem to be hanging in there. I may move them into a different pot. These are my, I don't know, they sprouting green onions, I think. I grew these from seeds. Obviously I put more in there, but this is what grew so far, so I'll probably put more seeds in there. And what's in there is doing pretty good. In this pot, and the reason why some of this stuff look leaned to the side, because I just hit it with the water hose real good, and so yeah, it's a little bit leaning, but it'll perk back up. But yeah, this is a patty pan squash. I've never had them before, but they look good, so I can't wait for them to grow. This is my dinosaur kale. It's actually grown taller. I used to have a red Russian kale in there with it, so both of them were pretty short. But once I removed the red Russian kale, then this one has actually enjoyed the space. That is, I believe, yellow crookneck squash. I have, I think this is Purple Beauty eggplant. I took 2 off over the weekend and ate them, and they were good. So I was very much pleased. I have 2 red bell pepper plants. Remember, peppers always start out, well, most of them start out green before they ripen to whatever color they're supposed to turn. So far I haven't had any luck with any of these turning red yet. I bought these as seedlings from out of Home Depot, and it said red bell pepper, but I haven't seen any go red yet, unless it was rotten. So, but the white stuff you see is I think it's called diastaceous earth, or I don't know, it's something earth, and it's an insect killer, not pollinator killer. It only kills ants, roaches, and other stuff like that. And there was a pepper plant that had a bug inside of it, so I picked it and then I just sprinkled the stuff on there. And I have 2 in here. Eventually I'm going to move the plants because it is a lot of leaves, and I want to allow circulation and air to flow through. So I'm not moving them now or separating them now. They're going to stay like they is. Same with this one. I have a big pepper on there, but 2 plants in a 5-gallon grow bag. This is my celebrity tomato. This is a determinate tomato, so it's not going to get any taller. I picked 2 tomatoes from it, but it's still loaded with tomatoes, and it has, I can't find any flowers on it, but it has some flowers on it. It's very bushy, so I may come in and remove some of the branches on another morning, but not this morning. This is my jalapenos. I have 2 of them in here, and you may not see in, well, there's a couple. I had a lot more in here, but I harvested a lot. So, and this is another plant where I'm gonna take one out and put it somewhere else eventually. This, oh, no wonder. Zoom in. This is my zucchini. It looked like it may have some powdery mildew on top of the leaves because we got a couple of days of rain. So I have to figure out how to get rid of it, or I'm just going to remove the leaves. Either one. But I was trying to stake it, but I got to remove the bottom leaves. With squash plants, they don't like their leaves wet, and they are susceptible to powdery mildew. But in here, I have onions. And the onions, hopefully they grow and form bulbs. I don't know. This is my first time growing onions, especially from onion sets. But they are, I put the squash in here because onions are also beneficial growing next to other vegetables, because they repel insects, harmful insects that is. And this little beauty is called Melon Olivia. I got this from Nikotova Seed Company. I've never heard of this melon before. I don't know if there's really an English name for it, but so far so good. Hopefully I'm going to try to train it to go up this structure. I actually made this, so it was a proud moment for me. So yeah, this is what you get so far. Yeah, I moved my little fence, spread everything out, and it looks more spacious than before. At first it was very cluttered because I was trying not to take up so much space, because this was just supposed to be a small project and it has gone awry. So anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you come back again. Be sure to like, subscribe, and push the notification bell for more videos. Thank you.